There was a flash in the sky, then a crash of the earth, a burst of sounds, what dispersed out of the essence an individual never expected, manifesting slanted eyes, dark-skinned with a gap between his teeth. When the smoke cleared, he said, "Take me to a recording studio, and when we get there, give me a beat." Pad pen, the greatness began as evil stood on the bridge with a deceitful grin, saying, "Happy are those that thirst for justice. Some believe in all, yet and still trust nothing." The other individual said, "Well, I wrote about streets of battle, lands of war, and I wrote about what happened before." He said, "I'm coming from the core. I'm heavier than 1,000 tons as wisdom runs, stargazing, amazing, and be the one. Reading, retrieving information you're receiving." He said, "I'm not leaving until the job is done." Are you ready to discover, to see what you never become? Well, let me uncover the wool from over your eyes. In a moment of weakness, struggling to change basic principle, he said, "Time tells everything. Patience brings a lot of things, and madness makes us all scream. Now lean toward the faith of your dream, because there'll be light out of the darkest days of things." There was a flash in the sky, then a crash of the earth, a burst of sounds, and what dispersed out of the essence an individual you never expected. He said, "Let me assess the process. My mind be traveling 1,000 miles a minute about this life that you guys are living. Situation critical, truly unforgettable, under lock and key." The other individual said, "We're living in the land of the free." The other individual said, "I agree to disagree. I see people holding on to their rosemary beads. They're not worry free. Can you relate? Stuck in a stagnant state, no development, no movement, mandate authorities to carry out certain policies, to parties or delegates, to delegate the means of the funds to different states. Pray that the official play his cards straight. With those backroom shady deals, trying to recreate the will. You know they do what they want at their own free will. And whatever they do wrong, their hands will bring misfortune. At any rate, they contaminate your mind state to manipulate by pushing their agenda so me and you can retaliate to the noise they make. As it reverberates across the room at an alarming state, I wonder, can they tolerate the energy that we invigorate, the powers that we accumulate as it escalate, leaving body parts in fragment state? With that positive, insightful revelations all times eternal. Militant, I'm living in this insane asylum, so I state my case. There was a flash in the sky, then the crash of the earth, a burst of sounds, and what dispersed out of the essence an individual never expected. There was a flash in the sky, then the crash of the earth, a burst of sounds, and out of the essence an individual never expected. There was a flash in the sky. There was a flash in the sky. There was a flash in the sky. That's that piece. The piece is called A Flash in the Sky. I'm RRTUT, your poetic EMC equals EE, and I'll come back at another day, give you another piece.